Hey everyone, this is Tom. I haven't done an update in a while on the VermiBag Mammoths, so I figured I'd take you along today and we'll go through it, and I'm going to do a great big feeding on these things and just show you how I've been taking care of them. And they go through a lot of material. So, just as far as worm density, I mean, the worms are pretty evenly dispersed anywhere I go in here. If I go in the middle of the bag, I fed these quite a bit a few days ago, but you can tell there's really no food left in here at all. So I'm going to do a feeding today, probably of about, for this bag, about 9 pounds of material, and probably an additional 5 or at least 6 pounds of bedding material. So that's probably a total of about 15 pounds of material I'm going to put in this thing today. So, I mean, these worms are just doing fabulous in here. The moisture content is just perfect in here. Here's part of the last remnants of feeding. They're still working on that. But so let me get this ready, and we'll dump about 4 pounds on this side and 4 pounds on the other side or so. Okay, this is some material that I thawed out. It's been in the freezer. And I thawed out yesterday and stuff, so, and then I had it open just for a little bit. And I see some fruit flies in it right now, so I may have some larvae in there. That's why I tend to like to feed my stuff pretty well frozen, because I'll pull something out and then I'll completely forget about it, and it gives enough time for fruit flies to get back on it and lay eggs on it and stuff. So I normally go almost straight from the freezer into the bin. So, and this is right at 9 pounds, 8.5 pounds, 8 3/4, somewhere around there. So it's real wet. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dry bedding on the bottom at first, just some shredded up newspaper. And then for here, just going to arbitrarily grab some of this stuff and put it in here. Now I'm going to leave a spot in the middle. So I'm going to put half of this material on this side on the end, then I'll put the other half on the other side on the end. That'll leave about the middle third of the bag completely empty. So if this starts to heat up quite a bit, the worms will have somewhere to go. So it smells a little ripe. Now on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and put up some of my bedding. Now this is, each one of these tubs is 3 pounds. So there's roughly 4 pounds of food there. I'm going to put on that 3 pounds of bedding on the top. I'm going to grab another 3 pounds of bedding, just enough to go ahead and cover all this. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and go to the other side and do the same thing. I'll take a look at this side of the bag. I think the worm density is about the same. I mean, they're really well mixed throughout this area. Worms look really good. I mean, I can't complain at all about how the worms are. The moisture content, like I said, is just perfect in here. I don't see hardly any food at all in here. So I'm going to do the same thing in here. And dump some shredded newspaper and stuff there. Then I'm going to go ahead and, this is really moist. So I probably put most of it on the other side. A little bit of uneven feeding. one other thing, a couple of things I have in the freezer, another banana peel. These cantaloupes are just frozen. They're little ones that didn't develop all the way. So I'm just going to throw them in here right now. I'll come in later on and just kind of break them open just a little bit. So there we go. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll put about 6 pounds of my bedding over the top of all this. And again, this bedding is just like food too, because this has already been starting to decompose. It's shredded cardboard, shredded newspaper, alfalfa meal, coffee grounds, a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff in it. So I'll put a little bit more in there. That's how I normally do. I just pile my food in and throw a little bit of bedding over the top of it, and I'll leave it just like that. What's funny is you'll come back here in a few days and this whole area will be completely level. Right now it's just this mound and a big mound on the other sides, but those worms will flatten this whole thing out. So that's a feeding on the VermiBag Mammoth. Just a little over 8 pounds, actually almost probably 9 when I threw the cantaloupe and stuff in it there. 9 pounds of food, 12 pounds of bedding, and we'll give it a week and we'll see how the worms like it. So I'll post another video next week when we take a look at it. That's all from now. This is Tom from VermiBag. Ciao.